I mean, you know very well how difficult it was for someone to send your child to the United Kingdom to go and pursue a university program. But today, I mean, just very recently, I think about 500 new intakes into the University of the Gambia, and I think that is really,
if I can let you into a little secret, talking about sending young Gambians abroad to study. My uncle, who was the former, he's late now, Director of Medical Services, Dr. S.H.O. Jones, when he was to be sent to the UK to train as a doctor, everything was paid for by my granny.
That's my grandfather, by the way. Dr. S.H.O.
It's a small world, isn't it?
It is, of course.
Hence the name Jones.
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying, my granny paid for his tuition and upkeep stay and everything in England. And I think he was, I can't say this with certainty, but I think he was one of the few and first Gambian doctors that we had. I was too young to know whether he was the first, but I'm just saying I think he was amongst the first few doctors that we had in those days.
What does it mean to you to stay in London and then shuttle from time to time to come back home and see? Nostalgia, or you've got your...
No, it's not just nostalgia. No. I come here because I love to come here. I mean, there are so many other places I could go to, but I come here every year. At least for the past minimum 12 years, I've been coming back every year. It's just the way it is, just the way I feel.
You contributed in tourism when you were very active, and I'm sure you see what is also obtained, what obtains right now in the area of tourism. What can you say on this?
It's difficult to...
The hotels, I mean, in abundance now.
Yes, there are many more
hotels, by the way.
There are many, sorry?
Quality hotels now, 5 stars
of course.
along the road.
I mean, in those days there was nothing like the Sheraton or
the Kairaba.
They didn't exist. I mean, the first and oldest hotel was the Atlantic Hotel, which I frequented, I must be honest. Yes. But, you know, like, from my point of view, it's a bit difficult to assess because I don't frequent these hotels. I don't go them. I don't visit them. I don't go to these hotels. I only confine myself to my little hotel. So it's difficult for me to tell you how I feel about the hotels or their development or whatever. I mean, I was privileged also. I got a letter from the High Commission, Gambian High Commission in London last year, inviting me to attend this conference for Gambians in the diaspora, which was a very, very good exercise, I think. And I hope, and I wish, in fact, at the end of the conference, I asked whether we were going to have one next year, which is this year. But unfortunately, we're not going to have one now. Well, not this year anyway. I don't know when the next one is. But I participated fully. I was there with the High Commissioner. When she came in her own capacity, in her official capacity, I came because I was invited. And it coincided with my visit or my trip to the Gambia anyway. But I was invited and I attended the full session of the conference.
Presently, you live in the African village.
That's right.
Well, that used to be owned by Kamal
Milky. Yep.
It used to be there also for some time now, alongside the Sunwing Hotel. Could you reminisce the days of Kamal Milky?
Yes, well, in fact, before it was called African Village.
It was called Club 98.
Precisely. And I have friends, they still live here, and I wouldn't mention their names, that we used to frequent on a Saturday night.
Good.
Saturday night out with the boys. And it was great. It was great in those days.
The Amudes and the
Yes. Amuti Diab and
exactly.
and Ahmed Diab.
Ahmed Diab.
Yes.
Good.
I also used to visit, not frequently though, the Sunwing as it was then. Yeah, but no, I only went to African Village or 98 in those days on a Saturday because I'm Banjurian, as you would know, from Hagan Street.
They used to have the band Los Cangaceros, that Congolese band.
Right. They were very good. They used to play incidentally at the Adonis Hotel, which is it's a pity. I went past it the other day. It's so dilapidated. It was a real shame.
Yeah. I think it's now with stores and anyway.
I'm just saying
it's amazing.
The building itself needs to be given a facelift, I think.
And the Wadna Beach Hotel.
That's the end.
Now it's almost
the Fajara
like
Hotel. These were all the hotels that existed in those days. Then you had, of course, the one near the prisons. What's it called now?
The Palm Grove.
Palm Grove, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, you had all those in those days. Yeah.
It sends you some deep feeling. And
no, it brings back memories. That's
good.
all. It brings back memories. And they're pleasant memories, very happy memories. I mean, if I'd had a tremendously bad experience in Gambia, I would never want to come back. Or even if I came back, it would be occasionally. But I try, and there are Gambians abroad. I wouldn't mention any countries in particular, but there are Gambians abroad, some of these Gambians don't even intend coming home, which is sad. You know, some maybe...
Do they have a reason?
Well, maybe, I was just going to say, maybe due to financial constraints. I mean, I'm a pensioner, but I try my best. I try to come over whenever I can, which is regular enough, which is once a year. If I could come more often, or if I could stay longer, I'd love it. But I only spent 2 weeks, and I'm gone, which is very sad. But there you are. I don't have the means anymore.
Joe, let's move over to politics now.
Oh, my God. That's one area I don't go into.
That's one area I love.
Well,
you saw that you worked within the First Republic of the Gambia. And you were, well, in England, a good part of the Second Republic. But I'm sure when you juxtapose the two republics, the First Republic and the Second Republic, what you're seeing now is just what you have just talked about very recently, the developments in terms of infrastructure, meaning that the chances of moving forward were more present in the Second Republic.
There are more opportunities now, no doubt about that. More opportunities, more facilities for youngsters, and like you rightly stressed, education, health. They've been brought up to the fore. They've been
at the doorstep.
They've been advanced to such a degree that, you know, I mean, it's just there for the taking, for the asking. It's there. The facilities are there, the opportunities are there, and I wish to God that Gambian young people would make use of this opportunity. Just yesterday morning, I was listening to a program, and they were discussing about school kids who misuse their school fees, and they had very young students, 2 girls, and one of them was saying, oh, it was the fault of the parents. And to a degree, I agree. If you give your kids the money for her fees, or his fees, you go to the school and pay the fees. You don't give the child the money and say, go and pay your school fees. What happens if that child misuses the money? Or doesn't bring back a receipt? Who do you hold responsible? The parents. And that's why I've seen so many examples of kids, not in this country though, kids losing respect for their elders. Kids misbehaving, kids with no discipline. I think it should start from the home. The schools are there to give you education. They're not there to bring you up. The upbringing of a child should be done in the home. You go to school, they give you education. But the upbringing of a child, I think, should, you know, start from the home. You start from the home. I mean, we've all got vices in life. I've never taken drugs in my life, and I never will. Ever. Never will. And whatever you do, whether we all have, like I said, we've all got our
ups and downs, likes and dislikes.
Exactly, and pet loves and pet hates and all that. But whatever you do in life, you do in moderation. You do in moderation.
Joe, you lived in London. You worked there for some time and retired.
Yep.
How is it like living and working in England and then post that, meaning after that, retiring and living in England? How is it like?
Well, it wasn't very difficult, to be honest, because when I went to England, I went, I think it was December 59. And I took a job, and in those days it wasn't very easy to get a job. I got a job, but it was not what I
expected.
Well, expected, and not what I wanted to do and what I loved doing. So one morning I woke up, I went to the RAF Careers office, and I said I wanted to join the Royal Air Force. And I did. Joined the Air Force. I was